G'day people, Ross Pittman, Devil's Advocate. Okay, now it's been a few weeks since I've done a video. I've had trouble with my equipment, which is basically my phone, which is everything. And having trouble catching up with politicians because the elections are over and you know how they're such rare creatures. Been trying to go to climate emergency and a few other places, and my phone's just been packing it in, so I had to buy a new one. Anyway, hopefully I'll get going now. So, what I want to say, some of the people I've been talking to in certain groups, what I'd like to try to encourage them to do is for everyone to make their own YouTube channel. Because put it this way, honestly, we know the mainstream media are corrupt. Now, the people on the left call other media the mainstream and call it corrupt, and we call other types of media mainstream and corrupt. Well, generally I'd rather see everyone have an independent platform and practice, the old expression is steel sharpens steel. Go around, there's a number of different ways you can do it. You can do it by just simply voiceovering, you know, putting your voiceover opinion on other videos that are already out there. Like there's so many different ways to do it. It's not funny, you know, if you're a bit shy, a bit bashful. So we can all, like, even if you did, like say this one here, you know, I'll turn it around. I'll turn this around here. Go like this. That didn't work. Don't know how to turn it around now. Anyway, alright, I'll try to get this. So that's my page. Alright, now, what you can do is literally use your phone to record a YouTube channel and not have it connected to the laptop, so it gives it a different digital signature, and then you can upload that onto your YouTube, which means you'd only be copying, but you'd be giving a different digital signature, which means YouTube wouldn't be able to find you, or the algorithms I should say. Now when it comes down to it, I've seen a couple of videos about some people with their rights of not needing to wear a mask. In Victoria they're revoking, they're backpedaling, not revoking, they're backpedaling on the fines because they know they're not legal. They'll probably do the same up here, but we've got to play it all by ear. We do need a few people that contest it and run it through the courts. Of course, that's what it's all about, you know. That's what traffic fines are. You know, if you want to contest it, you can quite easily. They're not really that difficult to beat. You just got to have a profound understanding of the law, the traffic legislation, and so on. And preferably it helps to have video evidence. Hence what this is. This phone, or your recorder, is literally your weapon. Your words are your ammunition. Now, they say it's a battle of the minds that we're in now. Well, you've got your weapon, but you've got to go out and use it. Now, if you do, you're going to make mistakes. Hell, you know, I'm not perfect. I'm making mistakes all the time. I generally make my video and I don't know how to edit it properly, so I've got a first cut's the only cut. That's it, done. So you're going to come across police, you're going to be fearful, but I will show this, which is a big heap of police cards that I've collected. Like, I haven't collected any for about 5 years, and I can honestly say that those cards there is probably about 1 in every 4 police encounters that I had would give me a card. And before that I didn't even ask for cards, so there was a lot more. I was getting around to saying before that some of the people on the social media, they don't see the police coming and they don't get the phone out quick enough. You've got to record the whole lot. The whole lot. You know, some of them are belligerent and they go, I don't need to provide this, I don't need to provide that, I'm not breaking the law. Personally, myself, I would rather facilitate the time, and I'd give them my license. I'd let them have my ID. It doesn't make any difference. If they ask me for my exemption, and if I don't happen to have it on me, what I would do is I would simply go, I'd explain it to the officer. I go, well, I have it. I said, if you give me your card, I said, and I'll nominate a police station and I'll take it to the police station, I'll present it there with your card, and that police station can relay to you that I've produced it. Simple the same as when you're driving a car and you've got an open license and you don't have to carry it on you, you've got 48 hours to produce it. They tell you which police station, they ask you which police station is convenient for you, you tell them, then you go produce it there you go. In this day and age, they probably don't need to do that. They run your name through the little iPad thing they got and your picture comes up. So there's really no need for them to insist on you having identification. It's all there. So when they say, oh, we need to identify you, that's bullshit. But you have to play their game because they're still under the old legislation of that you need to produce. Now what I would also say is, if you're gonna make a YouTube channel, don't be fearful of making the mistakes, because if someone does, you come across someone, you're interviewing them and they give you new information, and it throws you off a little bit, good. That's a learning process. Everybody has to go through that. It's very simple to, it's like working on a car. If you have never done it before, it's hard. But once you start to go through it and go through the process and you change your plugs and you change the tyre and done your timing and whatever, by the end of it, then you're more confident you know what you're doing. And more so, be fearful that if you don't start doing something constructive to engage the other side, the politicians and whoever else is in the wrong, or that you need to communicate with to try to get them to come back into the centre, not left, not right, into the centre, then be more fearful of what it's going to be like if we don't do this. Right? Now, like I'm going to, again, I'll show you my Facebook page, because I don't know how to turn this thing around to show the other camera. It's on the other side. So that's my Facebook page. Now, if you would like to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post on my Facebook page, because I'm in Brisbane in Queensland, and I'm going to nominate some places where I can, if people want to come and meet me and have a chat about this, because my main, shall we say, concept is about bringing all the arguments out into the open. I would probably describe myself as a centralist and a realist, not a leftist, not a rightist, not a nothing outside there. Like, I've tried to explain to some people that picture a whiteboard, draw a circle on that whiteboard, put a dot in the middle of it. You're the dot. Now, when you go, if you go to talk to someone who's from Climate Emergency, Extinction Rebellion, some of those mob that are over on the left, they're instantly going to put your dot on the right. Your dot hasn't moved. They've moved it. What the idea is you're selling the truth for free. Now, you want to get their dot a little bit closer to yours into the center, ideally. You don't have to make the sale right there. So you're looking at it in a very unorthodox way. The truth is your product. You are a salesman. When you're talking to lots of different individuals, you have to be a little bit salesman, a little bit doctor, a little bit psychiatrist, a little bit politician, a little bit of whatever it needs to be. Like, there's probably another couple of dozen different titles that you can use. Now you could recognise the person you're talking to and whatever seed you can plant with them to try to make their dot move over closer to the centre where you are. Same as on the other side, the right hand side. Some of them are, most of them are generally a little bit more open to actual conversation, and if you relay new information to them, they'll take that on board. But you want to move them in closer so that it spans the divide that the government and the corporations are deliberately pushing onto us. It's all about divide and conquer. It always has been. Everyone's recognising this, but no one's trying to do anything. They're just, a lot of people are focused on their own little group, like they've got blinkers on, like horses, like they put on horses. Now, your product is the truth. Now, I've always been a reasonably bit of an antagonistic sort of person, so I'm actually enjoying this because having the truth to fall back on it's a great tool. It's a great tool. I can't lose. If someone does enlighten me with new information, I take it on board. I will have to redefine, might have to redefine a few things that I'm, where I'm thinking, but I generally don't move that much out of that centre of that circle. And if we get enough of us in the centre of that circle, then we can form a little pinnacle, little apex, and point it upwards where the trouble is coming from. Because while we're divided and we're being easily conquered. Alright, I'm not into making big long speeches. I try to cut everything down to the chase, make it pure and simple, straight from the heart, straight off the cuff. Generally not a bad way to be. If you try to make the answers too long, you probably sound like a politician, and we all know they're a bunch of slimy, polished turds. And politicians, they'll do anything. They'll suck on a feces covered phallic symbol if you pay them enough money. They're really ugly people on the inside. But anyway, I'll leave it at that, and hopefully I'll catch up with some of yous in the near future. Okay, ciao.